Hi everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel English with Sarvan. So, friends, today I thought something different, not something else, but something different today. And what is that different thing I want to tell you? So, if you are here to improve your spoken English, watch the complete video. I'll tell you, I'll let you know the solution through which you can improve your spoken English and you can relate it definitely. So actually, most of us want to speak English, right? We try our hard to speak English to develop our communication skill, right? But there are some reasons, right? There are some barriers that are really stopping us, that are really blocking us to speak English, right? So, guys, I want to ask you one thing. Have you ever felt like me that whenever I try to speak English, I get stuck, I get trapped, and my mind goes freeze. It freezes while speaking. And when I try to listen, means whenever I listen podcast and movies, watches movies in English, so I that time find it quite easy to understand that yeah, it's okay now, it's quite easy, quite simple to understand this language. Now I can speak English. But whenever I try to expose myself in front of people, in front of camera, I just get stuck. I don't know what to speak, how to speak, and my mind goes blank suddenly, right? And here I come across to know that it is easier to understand English than speaking English, right? Guys, I want to tell you two words. There are two words that you will definitely relate with these two words: input and output. The first one is input, as I told you, and second one is output. Input means whatever you consume in order to speak English, right? You all are definitely doing hard work, right? You are making I can say that you're making hard effort, like a lot of effort to consume data, and then you don't want to expose yourself, you don't want to produce yourself, you don't want to speak at that time. So this is another part. So let me complete the first part, that is input. You really consume a lot of data through any medium, social medias, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and whatever, right? In whatever the means is, okay? So you just consume it. It does not mean that you're consuming in passive passive action or active action, right? I don't mean to say that you, if you're consuming data, English related, English content, that means this is completely in passive voice, right? Your brain must be active here, right, in order to consume also. But whenever you produce yourself, right, whenever you try to speak, right, that means you are making effort to speak this language, and this is called the output, right? The first one is input, that means you're consuming data. Output, that means you are producing, because speaking needs producing. When you try to speak, it improves your confidence and stresses your muscles, right? So it means consuming English content is not enough to speak English, right? You have to practice a lot. As much as you can, you have to practice in order to speak English. Now I will let you know actually what are the steps that we need to take to improve our spoken English and to eradicate all these barriers in terms of spoken English, in terms of improve our spoken English. We have to get rid of all these barriers. As I told you, what are the barriers that are really stopping us from speaking English? So what you need to do is to take a tiny step, that is start speaking English, right? Whatever you want to speak, and however, whenever, just try to speak English, just try to expose yourself in front of public, and with whoever you have, right? Like your father, mother, sister, brother, whoever you have, just start practicing with, right? And if you are wondering here and there, and that still you're thinking by by thinking all these things you would be able to speak English, this is your misconception, this is your illusion. You can't speak English. Now you have enough data, now you have enough content, and you are understanding the best thing that you can understand English now. Now you have to do is to be productive. It means you have to produce, you have to speak English. And if you want to be productive in speaking, it means you have to speak a lot, right? So this is the single tiny step that you have to take, and that you have to come forward to speak English, right? So now I hope that you are getting what I wanted to make you understand and what I wanted to make you aware. As you know, there is one says that the more you practice, the more you learn. Because I repeat it each and I know my each and every video, that the more you practice, the more you learn. And consuming data, consuming English related content is not enough in order to speak English. You have to expose yourself, you have to speak, you have to produce, in order to learn this language, in order to master this language, right? It means you have to speak, you have to practice as much as you can, right? Look, I want to make I want to clear one thing here, that I didn't mean to say that consuming data is not enough. Consuming data is enough, but along with that you have to practice a lot, right? If you're thinking, if you have consumed a lot of data, which is really related in a which is really related in English, and now you come across that you want to speak English, and you think that you will be able to speak English, then this is wrong. You can't speak this language, right? You have to practice as much as you can. Okay, so I hope you understood what I wanted to tell you, what I wanted to make you understand. So thank you so much for watching the complete video. See you in the next video. Please do like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you really liked my video. Okay, then let's meet in the next video.